Hello, hello. Welcome on in, peeps. Hope you guys been having a good day so far. Good holidays. How's everybody doing? Rizu, Hekate, Kamau, welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? Hope you guys been having a good whatever day today is. Wednesday. Okay. What's up, Bree? Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. I just got done like farming, trying to beat a Doom Train. Emphasis on trying. I haven't beaten it yet. But honestly, it's just because I've gotten quite unlucky. I know the entire fight from back, like, I know the entire fight pretty well at this point. But you know, party finder shenanigans. You know how it be. I'm trying to figure out what I want to listen to. You know, let's put some Kingdom Hearts. Fuck it. Why not? Kingdom Hearts is always a slap. I'm cold as fuck. My dog needed to go outside and now I'm freezing. Oh god, yeah. I don't doubt it. I'm also fucking freezing and I'm inside. I'm indoors. My hands are hurt. Doom Train EX doesn't seem too bad. It really isn't. It really isn't. But it's really fun. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, all things considered. It's the one thing that I cover, like, I find it very rough for me, is that a lot of recent extremes and savages require you to remember mechanics for later, aka a mechanic that gets stored for later, and I suck at those. Regardless how simple it is, I will always forget it. And in Doom Train, you just have a one store mechanic, which is like pairs or spreads. Remember, because they'll happen later, not now. And that is a very simple mechanic. Very simple. But I keep forgetting. I'm like, eh. Though I made it my mission to always be the announcer on like the party finder to like say what is coming up next. So not only am I helping myself to remember, but I'm also helping the others. Seed of Sacrifice with Hot and Cold Blade? Yes, that's a mechanic that always gets me, just because I need to remember, because it got stored for later. Is it a difficult mechanic? No, it's a mechanic that is playing on your memory, and if you have shit memory, well, tough luck. You know? But yeah, I was playing Black Mage. I played a lot of Red Mage. And, I've been playing a lot of Red Mage in Doom Train Prague. And that's been really fun. But I've been playing a lot of Black Mage as per usual. I usually only raid as a Black Mage, and then after I beat, the raid or whatever I'm doing, as a Black Mage, I'll switch to like healer, fizz range, then other shit. To be honest, I can't really spread or like play any other role because I don't have the gear for them, but you know. They say remember this, throw like 5 hard mechanics at you and then hit you with an easy remember. I know, right? It's like fucking P10 Savage, dude, or P9. No, P9 doesn't have a memory store mechanic, but in P10 Savage there's a mechanic where the boss will be like, oh yeah, this is either a spread or a stack and you need to look at the timer, so remember, glance at your debuffs and remember which one is coming up first, but then the boss will do like 3 mechanics that requires very tight positioning, and then you need to remember, oh, is it spread or is it light party stack? I don't know. Same thing for Golbez Extreme, dude. Golbez Extreme had like a very simple mechanic where it was like donut, where Gomez would do a bunch of mechanics, and then at the end he would do like either a massive donut or do a massive point blank AoE under him. But only for later. So then you had to like respect some other mechanics and shit. It's like, it just, ugh, awful. There was another fight that I was doing that I had to actively call out to me. Oh yeah, chaotic. No, but yes, chaotic. Fucking chaotic. But not the first phase, or yeah, the first phase where there's the hand mechanic. You know, the hand mechanic that was like, oh yeah, the hand will either attack in front or behind you. But the fucking side bosses that apply a debuff on you that you need to remember to fucking look away, while also resolving spreads, stacks, and all kinds of shit. The amount of times that I accidentally just fucking killed people because I was looking at them, because the mechanic is like a gaze mechanic. Akin to M12, where you need to look away from other players. It's kind of like that, but the amount of times that I just killed people in my party just because I forgot. I even made debuffs bigger so I could notice, but even then, it's like, eh. Would you at one point consider doing P12S? Because it's hell and people do not have the patience to do it. 2 times I did at APF and we just did 2 try each time. I would absolutely love to do P12. I need to do all of the, like, the Pandemonium Savages. I'm missing P2S. I got to like 40% HP of P2. Then I have the entirety of Abyssos to do. And then I have P12.
Mary Chrysler Bestias.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Hannah, thank you so much for the resub. Holy shit! 10 months in a row. That is insane. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. That is very generous of you. Holy shit. Welcome on in. I hope you've been having a good holiday. Hello. I want the axolotl. Yeah. And I want the fucking weapons of a P12S for Black Mage and all of the gear from Abyssos. I want all of the fucking glam from Abyssos. I got all the glam that I want from Asphodelos. I want all of the gear from Abyssos. I know I'm not gonna unsync that shit. It's not really that fun. And then I have, you know, all of the arcading to do. I haven't done. I only beat M1S and then attempted M5S. And I got pretty far in M5, by the way, but it's just like, eh. Hospital weapons are cool indeed. One of my, by the way, welcome on in, Helioness. I don't know if I said hello, but welcome on in. Oh yeah, there's something that I realized. Okay, wait. Caster Labs. I forgot to put my chat on. Let's go to Mature server and do it for real. I am so down to do that. But the thing is, we need an 8-man because there's no way we're gonna find people in Materia to join in our party finder for P12S practice, prog. I would love to do that. That would be insane. Because Bree, me and a bunch of group of friends, we did Garuda Extreme minimum item level no echo on Materia. And I cannot express to you how difficult and how much pain it is to raid in Materia. But it's so fun. Oh my god. Wait. I'm now home over the holidays though. Oh, and my cyber here is not the best. Oh boy. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I do hope you have a good time. Oh, never mind. Put that chat thing before I could do it. Heck, I just send me a DM. Yeah, because today we're just kind of vibing and chilling. We're not going to be doing any challenges. We're not going to be doing anything crazy. That's going to be for the weekend. Though I do want to try something, actually. I want to try something. For another 6 minutes, by the way, I had to leave the dungeon early. Oh yeah, because of the drama that the other guy just started. Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it. To P3N because no one has this unlocked. Oh, so you haven't done all of the Pandemonium. Dude, if we manage to get a decently sized party for materia, like if people want to join it, and I'm so down to do materia Pandemonium. No Hawk Matter hard boss without hurting ads. I made a video and that's called healer only run. You can watch that. There's one video dedicated to only Hawk Matter hard. And I can tell you that the final boss is fucking fucked. You haven't finished normal Pandemonium either? Oh. I keep forgetting that the entire group has Pandemonium finished. Well, we have to clear that eventually. I want to ask, what is your opener for Black Mage? Because one of my friends told me to spam Fire 3 before going with Despair. What? Spam Fire? Okay, I'll tell you my... if you want to join, by the way, you're more than welcome. I do want to try something very specific on Party Finder. It's regarding my Crystalline Conflict. Crystalline Conflict in... You know, the turn-based Crystalline Conflict that I'm planning to do probably this weekend. But I need to know how many people can actually... the minimum amount of people that can participate in Crystalline Conflict. Because if we do need 10 people, I think it'll be doable to find the 10 people for this. But it's a matter of, like, trying. But yeah, my opener. If you're talking about a opener for Black Mage level 100, I can tell you, usually what Black Mages do... I don't have the most optimal opener, by the way. Because the optimal opener requires you to do like a Fire 3 into Thunder and then 2 Hardcast Fire 4. And then a Xenoglossy into like Ley Lines and then you do the opener. I usually do a mix of Endwalker opener and Current opener, but it's usually called the double Flare Star opener, where you do this. You start with Fire 3, Thunder, Amplifier, Ley Lines, and then you just spam Fire 4. Only Fire 4. Not even Despair. Once you're out of mana, Xenoglossy, Mana Font, 1 Fire 4, Flare Star, and then Fire 4 again until you get another Flare Star. Flare Star, Thunder, Despair, Transpose Swiftcast Blizzard, and that's the opener, really. Black Mage doesn't have a very, you know, crazy opener. The most optimal opener is a little bit different, but the idea is the same, is that you want to do 2 Flare Stars. You know what I mean? I promise people P12S is fun, but no one believed me. I think a lot of people don't really believe that Savages and Extremes are fun in general. Dear God, the turret doesn't do 60 things in an opener. I know, right? My opener is almost the same as a fucking healer opener. You kind of do one thing until you have like access to another skill, and then you use that skill on cooldown. You know? Though I'm curious on how the current opener for like white mages. I have a feeling that the opener for white mage is that you open with a Dia into Misery, and then Presence of Mind. You spend all of the Presence of Mind. And then Glare Force. And once that is done, you spam Afflatus Afflatus Rapture or Solace 3 times. And then get another Misery. I think you want to do double Misery in an opener. I do not know how you would do that. Probably you'd need to do Afflatus spells to get another Misery while Presence of Mind is happening. But I think that at the moment, in all honesty, I think White Mage might have the most interesting opener for healers. So I was right. That's probably surpassed the Mentor. Yeah, there you go. I cannot teach you any other opener. There was an opener that I learned from Pictomancer, but that was a release Pictomancer, and I completely forgot how the opener goes for Picto. Which I'm sure the Pictomancer's opener completely got changed with the potency of the motifs getting nerfed. I know it as a 5/7 opener? Oh, really? I always called it the double Flare Star opener. Like 20 seconds pre-pull? Oh my god. There is like the ley lines pre-pull depending on the boss, right? Golbez Extreme required you to pre-pull ley lines, and then you had to get a little bit creative. But that was before the ley lines even had double charges, and you could reposition, but... And the Black Mage one was quite easy to understand. Yeah, there you go. I don't see how double Misery would be a damage gain, since Misery is 4 times the damage of Glare 4. Of Glare 3. I think it's because of Misery. I think the damage gain comes from using Misery under raid buffs. That's what I'm thinking. Because Afflatus Misery is still one of the hardest hitting spells in the entire game. One of them, not the hardest hitting, but it's one of them. So I think using a Misery under raid buffs can be pretty good. But again, I'm no White Mage main, and I don't really raid as a White Mage. Because if I'm raiding as a healer, I'm usually raiding as a Sage. Also do 4 Glare 3s. Under buffs, and Lily's heals are GCD. I mean, you could be absolutely right. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I forgot the potency of like a yeah, don't know. Doctor will not do damage to get another Misery. Oh my god, Proto! Happy holidays to you, my guy. What's up? I hope the Crimmas is gonna treat you well this year. I just don't think the maths. Well, if you know math, then you're like 5 steps ahead of me, because I have no idea of math. I have just a vague idea on how hard certain skills hit. And then ponder that having Miseries under raid buffs would be good. I usually don't even use. I hardly even use Afflatus Misery, Afflatus spells aggressively enough to get enough miseries. I need to look into like the balance or some sort of like guide on YouTube to see if like people like what is the current opener now with a introduction of getting 3 lilies at the start of the fight. Here the full moon, but hey, it's a festive time, so yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I hope you're vibing right now. Can I send that to you? Yeah, sure. Put it on pictures of on the Discord server. $195 without buffs usually. I think I've had one of my miseries hit like 250 plus. But that is a direct crit. And I think it's I don't know if it's either under raid buffs or just by default. I usually don't get those numbers as a white mage, but it has happened before. Very heavy hit with a crit. With a direct crit. Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, question, Helenas. Do you have PvP unlocked? It says a exclamation point. Good crit on a training dummy. I was going insane. So the Glare 3, Prison of Mind, Misery, size, Glare 4, Glare 4, Glare 4, Glare 3, Glare 3. Interesting, okay. It's interesting that Glare 4 isn't introduced in the opener, because I thought the Glare 4... Dude, it's what I keep saying. It's so hard to get like actual good advice. It feels like I keep hearing such misinformation. I remember having people telling me that using Glare 4 on the Presence of Mind is not a gain. So you would want to like use Glare 3 until Presence of Mind is out and then use Glare 4. Which at this point is like, what? Okay, what is the most optimal thing? Because I think people have different opinions on what is optimal. Most, but probably because I don't know how to play it. In fact, more damage than Glare 3. And Glare 4 fast is better than a Glare 3 fast. Makes sense. To me, makes sense. Yes. That makes absolute sense. Guys, listen to me. Spam. There's no right way to play it. Just mash those buttons. Trust me. That will absolutely get you through a lot of things in this game. Anyway. Scath Mage. Dude, I'm sure you can beat all kinds of, like, the entire game with only Scathe, and you'll be fine. It will take a long time, but you will beat it. Even with the fights that have, like, some sort of DPS, check in normal mode, dude, you're fine. Unless it's the M9, which with a saw blade mechanic. That mechanic is very tight. Very tight. Or most DPS checks in normal mode, you can like fucking ignore them. Unless it's healer only. Then healer only, dude, good luck. Even a Romaborn DPS checks are fucking tight. I'll do paladin damage with Scathe. Looks very edible? How so? I recommend for you to not taste it. It might be unhealthy. But yeah, I was genuinely like, ever since the whole like job identity video, which I'll touch upon a little bit later, but that I actually suggested, not in the video but on the comments, because I was reading a few comments and replying, that they really should, instead of making Black Mage have such fast casts, you know, to have like not enough such fast casts, to rework Scathe to work as some sort of fire spell, even though it deals less damage but allows you to move for movement heavy mechanics. Something akin to Ruin 2 of Scholar. Is it optimal? No. Does it give the ability and the utility of movement for fights that, you know, doesn't allow you to stay stationary most? You know, it is an option. Right, 100 potency adds 80 for true potency. Rune 2 is not a good example because Art of War exists. I mean, Art of War exists if you're melee. If you're melee range. But if you want to keep uptime in ranged, you either do Rune 2 or you don't cast anything. Right? I do feel like Rune 2 really should get some sort of update. I think Rune 2 is like slowly getting forgotten, just like Scathe. I cast Book to your face. Anyway, let us do some dailies, shall we? And then later I kind of want to try the Crystalline Conflict just to see how many people do we need. I hope it's not 10 people. I really hope we don't need 10 people. I hope we need at least like 4 people. That will allow you to enter with only 4 people. And speaking of Scholar, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, Hellion Islam is great. I know the chess piece. I do not know the rest. I do not know if it's a full set, but I know the chess piece from weekly deliveries. Ah, yes, the booby window, yes. We should totally use a whole glamour play to have a black mage with a cool paladin shield. Or MSK roulette. That would be very funny. That would be so funny that I get a wand. I have a little wand and then a relic paladin weapon on my black mage, my Aromaborn artifact gear black mage. That would be so fucking funny. Crystal Tower music for a second. It would fit, I think. But can I say something very funny regarding my video about, you know, job identity and such? I still find it to be like one of my better videos, regardless of like the opinions that you have of the video itself. It's still like, I think it's a video that I spoke decently well about. And I learned something. The video, by the way, is literally 50-50 on likes. Well, close to 50-50. Which to me means that there's people that agree to me and there's people that disagree, which, you know, makes sense. But I ended up knowing that people that disagree with me really want to make me know that they disagree with me. Some people are pretty like chill about like telling me why they disagree with me, which I appreciate. But some other people are very like, dude, they really want to know how much they dislike your opinion. I'm like, I mean, dude, it's fine. But most people that like that liked the video don't really voice that, you know, they agree or anything. Because maybe they don't have the same encouragement. I found it very funny that I've noticed something. But I also found it very interesting that the split of people that like the video and the people that dislike the video is pretty close to one another. There's no way it's that close to 50-50. It's like a 53%. 53% on likes. It's like 14 likes and 12 dislikes. It's something like that along those lines. It's very close. But yeah, I mean, the whole video, I was thinking while I was like making like the script and shit, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a pretty controversial video, but I still want to talk about it at the very least. Where is this person? Oh, I just realized that's Helionus getting frozen. Oh, that's a nice crit shield. Oh my god, that Alliance Raid friend coming to the rescue? That's sick. Oh yeah, wait. I can just do that. Out of war. Auto attack. Upwards of 20 instant cast without scathe. I don't know. Like, I think something that I made very... I think I made it pretty obvious with how I voiced it, but maybe people misinterpreted with the whole like direction of the video. I was not really talking about the change or like the reason why the Red Mage change happened to be the way that it did. Because I understand. I said it on the video. I understand the reason why they made the change. But could have they done it in a different way? I do agree, because someone did mention that that I didn't really offer examples on how they could have like changed Red Mage's magnification. And I do agree with that. I really didn't. And honestly, it's because it missed my mind. It's not really because I don't have an idea. But I was not like, the whole video is not me saying that I don't understand why they made this idea. It's like, why would they make the one skill that is melee, you know, be ranged? Couldn't they, you know, they could have maybe made magnification, make a rework riposte, dude. People forget that skill even exists. Make riposte deal the same amount of damage as a melee. That way your melee still remains melee, while also benefiting, you know, giving you charges for your Red Mage combo. And some other, like another person in TikTok mentioned that, you know, that magnification is like very similar to triple cast of Black Mage. I was like, yeah, I can see that, but if that is the case, they could have made magnification give you 3 instant cast of Air and Ver Thunder, which gives you charges for your combo. Still giving the access of doing the 2-minute burst without making your melee combo not melee. Because the whole idea is not why they made this change, this balance change. I understand why. But it kind of goes against the whole vibe of Red Mage. If that makes sense. At least visually. And I was watching a video from Renon that also like covered the change of Red Mage. Not really like voicing any negative or positive opinions, is like just explaining what the new magnification does. And I had other people like mention it to me on TikTok comments that are like, you have a ranged, by the way, your ranged buff of magnification lasts for 30 seconds, which means that if you have a full red mana gauge together with magnification, you can do your magnification melee combo alongside 2 other melee combos because it lasts for 30 seconds. Like, I was not aware of that. I do wonder if that's like an over exaggeration or to play very safe. But that's something that I did not notice. Not that far off from what a samurai's cast time can reach, yeah. But again, you know, the whole video was like, yeah, I mentioned Red Mage, and I was like talking about, yeah, you know, I understand. I understand the change. Trust me, I do understand it. And then I was talking about the, you know, job identity, which is the whole point of the video. And then people really were like saying, yeah, the Red Mage change had to be done. I'm like, yes, I know. Like, it had to be done to be part of the combat rule, you know, the gameplay loop that we have currently in the game. I actually say that in the video. I know that. That's why they made the change for Red Mage. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm not saying that the change itself is, you know, per se bad. It needed to be done to be similar, right? I understand where they're coming from. But people felt like they do that I was like highly against of like, or like I didn't see the whole point of the change happening. But you know. I also had a lot of people just like, whenever the people that did agree or the people that disagreed with me, every time they were to mention the change of Red Mage, they would always mention that it's good for raiding. And I had people tell me like, dude, you know, of course it had to be changed for raiding. I'm like, and of course, you know, this is gonna satisfy people that raid. Okay, if the raiders are very happy with it, isn't that, or more like, if there's like a feedback that was given from raiders, that's cool. But what about other players that don't raid at all, that were immersed in the universe of the game and what the jobs do and stuff? Are those opinions or perspectives also not valid enough to at least talk about? I understand that you can't really make everybody happy. I very much understand that. That goes for any game, not only Final Fantasy XIV, right? But is it really given an opinion from someone that is not a hardcore raider that invalid? Some people were like, dude, your opinion, you have no idea what you're talking about because you're not an ultimate raider. I'm like, the fuck do you mean? Wait, do I need to like do all of the current savages and ultimates for me to have like some sort of like valid opinion on the change? What if I did every ultimate and then still disagreed with you? What if I was still a top parser and then still disagreed with you? Then would that put you? I think the whole point that I want to make with the video is that at the end of the video I was like, everybody, I like at the end of the video I actively says, that everybody plays differently, and I want to hear the opinion of everybody, but of everybody's opinion that I heard was from raiders, not really from other people around, you know, that play the game in other methods, you know. And I feel like it's a little bit disheartening if the most, like the feedback that F14 will listen to is mostly from raiders and high-end players. I feel like the casual audience doesn't really have much of an input on what should and shouldn't happen. Once again, it is a topic that I will be defending. But some people get very, like, sadly, a little bit too... Get the wrong idea that I'm like, this should never happen. Or anything of the sort. And people thought I was like very doomer about the video. Like, I think I'm pretty chilled throughout the entire video. But, you know, like... I spent yesterday all day just, like, reading, replying, like, learning, like, seeing the perspective of every other player. Because, you know, that's kind of why I also made the video. Because I want to learn what everybody thought, while also giving my own input. But I think people did not really... Some people were like, you know, it's fine. Some people were like, you know... pretty polite and chill about giving me like advice and explaining me why things should be and shouldn't be the way that they are. But you know, I'm so sorry. I've been on autopilot. I'm sorry for you had to be making most of the healing, Rizu. I'm so sorry. And I swear, okay, I'll like final few things. There's someone that said to me that I should show, like, if I've ever done any Savage on content before, if I've ever raided. I'm like, in the video, I say, while I'm talking about like Black Mage, I actually say side tangent. Someone that is a Black Mage main that did P10S Savage while it was current, aka Endwalker Black Mage, which was the fastest Savage in the game. I talked about it. I actually said that I raided on one of the harder Savages in Endwalker. I do not know, well, one of the hardest Savages. I think P8 is like the hardest Savage in Endwalker. But when people are like, did you ever do that? I'm like, I said it in a video. Did you watch the video? I feel like some people like don't really watch, you know, didn't really watch the video, or like did like completely disconnected their mind. I'm like, oh, that kind of goes against the whole spirit of the video. Let's do some trials. This alliance doesn't need much healing anyway, thankfully. No pay attention to the media they consume. It's like how Dragon Ball fans somehow think Goku is a bad dad. Sadly, an example that I can't really follow just because I haven't watched Dragon Ball too much. But I do understand where you're coming from. I do understand the analogy. Which makes me like, even though I'm a challenge, like my content is challenges and weird shit that I do in FF14. That's my content. But I've talked about my opinions on the Arkveld fight, for example. And I talked about, you know, the job identity. Even though it's not the type of content that I like, that I want to make as a main thing, I kind of want to, you know, as someone that enjoys FF14, I think everybody should have a, you know, share their own opinion, as long as it's like somewhat constructive, or at least show some potential weaknesses of the job. Because it's not very constructive when you are very against any sort of negative or any sort of criticism that isn't like positive. I usually trust someone's opinion that love the game, but they know how to see the flaws of the game. Instead of someone that loves the game, but they deny the flaws of the game. You know what I mean? And, you know, I wanted to give my own perspective on how this could affect the game. Or how this could affect the future of the game. But, you know. By giving it about 2 minute meta, how would you change it without removing a team's cohesion, making a different time meta by choice? That's like... Okay, let me think about it a little bit. I think there is ways to do it. But it kind of changes, like, it goes back to giving it, like, an identity to... It would heavily depend on, like, okay, so it kind of talks about, like, I mentioned it in the video as well, is that... If we were to remove, like, people were annoyed in the past before 2-minute burst meta was introduced because they could not align buffs, and for raiding and stuff, certain compositions would not allow you to play whatever job you want because it's not optimal. So people would not, for example, you're a black mage, you cannot provide a buff to the this is an example, just not like information from past buffs. But if you're playing black mage, oh, you're a black mage, you cannot provide shields to the party or raid buffs, then we don't want you in our raid team because you're too selfish and cannot support the team. Or they will only get jobs that would align the closest to one another, right? And then when 2-minute burst meta got introduced, every job can literally do everything during 2 minutes, and then people start getting upset that every job feels the same in every 2 minutes. There's no weaknesses, there's no struggles, everybody is good at everything. I like that whole saying is that, you know, if everybody's a hero, is there a hero? Like, is anybody actually a hero? If everybody is special, then there's nobody special because everybody is the same. If that makes any sense. I can tell you something that I miss that was very niche and very weird. I miss the partner buff that Dragoon would give to another person. You know, the tethered buff? I don't remember how it's called. That a Dragoon would buff themselves and another party member while they're close by. I like that. Is it janky? Is it consistent? Is it like fun to manage when the other party member cannot play around you? I mean, yeah, sure, but it gives this uniqueness to the job that the job can only apply. But now we have like Dancer, but Dancer is like the easiest mode because it doesn't really matter how far away you are, right? From the range, you can get like devilment and so on. And yeah. It's from a joke abridged where he is bad dad, but in official material, he's an amazing dad, but with flaws. He's rightful heel to the big bad before his son fought him, because he knew his son was physical strong enough to win, but misjudged the actual fighting spirit of his son and his actively shown realizing, oh fuck, I messed up. Then stepped up to sacrifice himself for his son and apologized for forcing him into that position. That's cool. That's cool. Again, it's the whole like people like interpreting things differently, right? That's why like I don't envy being a developer. I cannot imagine being a developer. As someone that played competitive games in the past, well, I still play, but not as much. including rating, I guess. I guess rating is a competitive side of MMORPGs. I used to really engage with the fandom of whatever game I played a lot, right? And holy shit, the amount of times that people be like, just fix the game, Lamau. Would you be like, just fucking fix this game? It's so unbalanced. It's like full of cheaters and it's like, I'm like, dude. And this is the developers that need to like, this is the kind of feedback that developers need to like, you know, get through to actually get any sort of good feedback. And I think because of this type of like feedback loop that people give to each other, there's this really bad connotation of giving any sort of negative or not super positive feedback of a game because people think that you're actively just shitting on the game without knowing what you're talking about. Which I don't think it's true. By the way, I just realized my portrait is broken. Cowboy's ass in these pants look juicy, I just noticed, or wait, I need to check that after this then. But for example, you wanna know something, Bree? Tell me what you think. I want the summer to be reworked into a support job. Akin to like Bard or Dancer. I want Summoner that gives buffs depending on the summon that is out. AKA, let us do like an example. If you summon Titan, everybody in the party takes, you know, 3% less damage. While Titan is active. Well, you know, Titan is a pet. So Titan is like auto-attacking and everything. Every time Garud is summoned, everybody gets like, I don't know, maybe a slight healing increase or a slight movement speed, like a weaker expedient. While Garuda provides, you know, is also auto-attacking. And then you have Ifrit that applies a damage gain for people near Ifrit. Something like that, you know, that would make a caster into a support DPS, but also making it a summoner job. That act like a pet job, like it was in Awomaborn. To this day, I'm very sad that I never experienced a 2.0 summoner. Because it feels like I would be a summoner main if I was playing 2.0 summoner. I think ideas like this could go a long way. And then you would slowly move away from a 2-minute burst, but have multiple jobs that can provide that will focus on not dealing the most damage in the party, and to a job that is there to support the party in any way. Like akin to a bard or a dancer. But that would extend to, I don't know, a melee job that can also be more supportive than a heavy damage dealer. I think there's like potential to moving out or moving away from a 2-minute burst meta that still gives the teamwork aspects that a 2-minute burst meta introduces. But in just a different way. Does this have the risk of making some jobs just like more demanding than, or like more on demand than others? Most likely, for sure. But it would, I think it would be a start to just like, you know, start experimenting with things. Yeah, sorry for talking so much about this, is that ever since I released the video, I've been so like absorbed in hearing everybody's opinion. I'm not gonna make a continuation video for that, by the way. Absolutely not. Unless needed. Unless I feel like inclined to do it, I won't. I have other things to really work on. But I did spend a decent amount of like just reading through every comment. So hard on Black Mage solo. It's a very tight timing because he does so much damage. Really? I'm assuming that, yeah, synced Black Mage. I'm very much... My chain strategy... Oh my god. My chain stratagem is very much not aligned with the raid buffs anymore. I'll probably release the new Arcadian tier video maybe this Friday. Potentially, probably. And then this weekend, I'll work towards the Dropstone video. Oh yeah, let me see. Honestly, yeah, that extends your ass pretty well. For sure. Oh, my buns? I cannot... It's hard... Wait. I looked at your ass, not mine. Oh yeah, my ass. Honestly, I'm super fucking flat. I'm a flat guy. Yeah, they're pretty tight. They're also very low. If I remove my chest piece, you'll see that my pants are super low to my crotch. I really want chaotic gear. I saw some chaotic party finders on light data center, but I doubt they're going to be feeling, or at least willing to do multiple fights. One day I will, dude, don't worry. One day I will plan or schedule like a chaotic thing so everybody can like try to get gear. Dude, I'm capped on mathematics, but I don't really know what to spend them on other than relic weapons I'll probably not even use. Oh, fun. When did this become a whorehouse? What do you mean? Since always! Don't you remember my strip pole on my bar? Oh, I didn't even summon my... Oh, like, why don't I have my summon? Bro, you don't know of my strip pole? I guess it is kind of hidden away. My FC is a slut. Dude! My FC is for the sluts. Always was and always will be. What do you mean they got strip poles at church too? I'm very curious about those churches. Wait, that hit me? I got hit by that little AoE? I thought it was fine. Every time I play Summoner, I keep forgetting, I keep like looking at my major summons and be like, dude, I need to like decrease the size of Solar Bahamut, but I keep forgetting. I didn't even remember the command that I used to like decrease the size of them. Oh, it's slash pet size? But that applies to every pet? When I did it, Solar Bahamut wasn't a thing. So I don't remember if I had to like do that for every pet. Like types, pet size, space, Ifrit, and then whatever. Oh, pet size all? Oh. I'll think about making because I've been really wanting to make a Sprout tips about that, but I haven't gone. I've been just too. Honestly, I've just been fucking lazy. I don't really have much of an excuse for the reason why I haven't done that Sprout tips. I think it's the Sprout tips that will perform really well. Usually Sprout tips are very good, like, performance-wise videos. And I keep telling myself, man, I really need to make that into a video. And then I procrastinate. Meanie got about pet sizes in FO of Summoner. If you don't have a... If you were... oh my god. If you ever distracted by the size of Summoner's summons, did you know that it can decrease the size of the summons? By typing on the chat pet size all into small, you'll see that all of the pets of Summoner, including yours and your party members, will now be small, allowing you to see through them and not be distracted as much. Follow for more FF14 guys like this, or follow for more FF14 content like this. It's very hard to come up with like something like that without a script. I fucked up. I did not want to do a searing light here. Well. The voices. Mini guide is a vocal stim for me. I've had multiple people say that. They're like, sometimes they say it to themselves. They're like, mini guide. I find that so cute. Can I say the only reason I'm saying like a mini guide was by complete accident in my very first like few my very first like mini guides. It was by complete accident that I said that, and I just kind of stuck with it. And the only reason I stuck with it is because the guides are so small that they don't even reach 1 minute. I love this fight. I love how much you need to move in this fight. I need to drink after this, and I need to go piss. Yeah. I was drinking a monster while I was raiding, and now it's hitting me. It's so infectious. I thought there were bigger mini guides about more than one action. What do you mean? The mini sounds cute, like I don't know. Well, that's good. That's good. It's easily remembered. That's why I've been whenever I'm recognized in game, I'm usually, people call me, oh, are you the mini guide guy? I'm like, yeah, that's me. I'm the guy. There's one action. Mini is about a single combo or some. Wait. Is one action. Mini is about a single combo or something, and then the pass is just a full job guides. The only reason, the longest guides that I do are sprout tips, because they're a little bit more elaborate, more in, how do you call it? They require more time for me to fully explain everything. And the reason I don't do full job guides is that there's so many job guides already. I don't really need to, like, make my content about job guides as well. But the only reason that my guides are only about one action is literally because of, you know, making short form content. You want the guide to be as short as possible. Sometimes I can't help it, depending on whatever I'm talking about. But that's the reason why most of my guides are literally about just one job. One action. I usually try to pick an action that usually people don't remember what it does, or like, you know, don't know how to properly use it, or use it without really thinking. So you'll never catch me doing, like, explaining how a full optimal guide works for, like, a specific action or job or anything. Because for, you know, performance-wise, for, like, a short video for TikTok or YouTube Shorts, it just won't perform very well because people will not watch the entire video. If that makes sense. I've had like multiple comments on TikTok and stuff that were like, they didn't explain this and that about, I don't know, for example, cover. There's a TikTok that I made about Paladin's cover and how it works. But I didn't dive into the nitty-gritty on how you could use it in specific occasions and such, you know? Oh, I just realized that Rizu is dead, I'm sorry. But I'm like, yeah, I don't have the time to really go into every specific detail on how you can use cover, you know? I'm just teaching the very core basics. The same thing goes for like my tank sprout tips, my mini my sprout tips guide about tanking. I even specify in the video that I'm like, yeah, there's a very core basics on how to tank. And I say, oh yeah, tanking is a lot more complex than this, but this is like the very core basics to get you started. And I've had people like explaining or telling me that I should, like, you know, arm's length, that you should use that into your rotation, or how you should use your mitigation rotation better, or how the bosses work, or how you should do this and that. I'm like, dude, I have like barely like a minute to work with. I cannot make that, like, I cannot fit that into a short video. So I need to, you know, oh, whoops. I need to, like, you know, cut some stuff. Oshida! Merry Crimmas! Welcome! I hope you're having a good Crimmas. What's up? That's how I joined for the first time for the eye level 0 Sephiroth fight. Oh, it's the mini guides guy. Yeah. I'm still happy that he did. That was such a fun little moment. Man, item level 0 on Sephiroth and Nidhogg was insane. Which is like literally insane. It was like a ultimate difficulty type challenge. It was so crazy. A fun little moment. It was hell, or I don't know. I think it was great. Messy cream pies. Yeah. If you ever cover in a double tank buster, do you take the full damage of tank buster? Double tank buster. I think you'll take the damage of both tank busters. I think that's how it works. I do not play enough Paladin for me to tell you. But there's some weird interactions with cover. For example, if you cover someone in a knockback mechanic, the person that you covered will not be affected by the knockback, but you will. So imagine, I don't know, in a savage or raid or whatever, and you want to keep a samurai some uptime in a knockback mechanic, you can just cover them if they have, like, you know, arms left on cooldown, and that will nullify it. Will you get double knockback? I don't know, maybe I'm old, but watching / listening stream and play at the same time makes my head hurt. I don't doubt it. It's weird. It's many things to keep track of. Be sure to take to get some rest if you know, if your head starts to really hurt. I noticed in Sephiroth when I covered someone and when zooming, just negate knockback with your gap closer, easy. That is one thing that I love doing as a melee, but I always fucking fuck it up. I always use it either too late or too early. I've done it successfully a few times, but most of the times I just fuck it up. But yeah, there's some other like weird interactions. There's, I think, like, I think if you cover someone in a raid wide, both people will take damage. Sometimes it works like that, but I don't know. I think I've seen raid wides deal damage to everybody, including the person that is covered, and sometimes it deals double damage to the paladin and not the person that got covered. Cover is one of those things that is it's very cool, but it has very unique and weird like tech and ways that it works. Do a trial, but the final hit is all damaging gap closers hitting at the same time. Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be very cool. That would be very sick. I love how the bird just spins. Like, the bird does not move. You know what I mean? I love that. The bird is implementing true north tactics. Always looking at north. Samurai has it. Every tank used to have it. Summoner has it. Dragoon has it. With a 2 minutes, I don't know how it's called. Yeah, not many. Not many. Ever since the release of Dawn Trail, they made most jobs now have like a damaging gap closer. There's an undeniable proof that Resolute is a Minecraft minecart. Yeah, yes. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, before I go, I almost forgot. I need to go to the bathroom. So enjoy the music, enjoy the chill vibes. BRB. So give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, it took a little bit. I was replying to someone. And welcome back. Why Black Mage give a 10% shield when you're ethereal manipulate to someone? That would be cool. But you want to know something, Bree? Did you know that in a Realm Reborn 2.0, Black Mage was a support? Pretty much. Allowing, because of its insane mana regen, it was a job that had a kit that would allow to share its own mana with other characters, with other players. Making Black Mages incredibly great to support healers. Or any other casters for that matter. Any caster. Because Black Mage could just share mana. Doesn't that just sound cool and unique? Black Mage no longer does that. Which kind of sucks. I feel like I'm sad that I kind of missed out on 2.0 Realm Reborn. The more experimental. The more experimental phase of the game. Because they had some really cool ideas.
To the memories of better days,
How are you guys doing? Ah, just dailies. Not doing anything.
Venus here.
Foreign entities detected. Proceeding with removal.
Wait. Wrong button. Not doing anything specific. We're just kind of vibing and talking, really.
Your smile means all is right.
I might do some PvP later, or I might do some Occult Crescent.
Smile for me.
I'm not going to be doing any challenges or any sort of... I was considering like just raiding today, but I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing that on stream. I can't join. I could join with my alt. It's up to you. I'm not even playing super optimally, actually. Oh, I fucked that one up. How's that, Bree? I don't know if you were here earlier when I was talking about Black Mage and Realm Reborn. But did you know that Black Mage used to be a support job to an extent?
security protocol.
Black Mage used to give its mana to other players. Being an essential like party member for healers or other casters, because Black Mage had a unique skill that allowed it to share mana between other casters. Anybody that used mana, for that matter, not just casters, but anybody that used mana. Which again just makes me miss that I'm sad that I never experienced a Rumbleborn 2.0. Because it was when they were really experimenting with the jobs and making everything very different. That feels incorrect. You could check it out. It's been a long time since I've heard it, but I've heard that's how Black Mage used to work. Oh my god. I need to actually like focus up a little bit just because I'm playing monk. It wasn't a support job in its like in its full sense, but it could support the team with giving away mana.
Painful memories of war I lay to rest.
I don't know if it was a unique skill to Black Mage, but knowing that in 2.0, you know, you could do cross-class skills. Black Mage was the best at using that skill specifically. Well, we're still goofy coded, I guess. I mean, but at least it really was kind of different, right? Black Mage in Final Fantasy is not just a powerhouse of a job, it's also just can also buff party members. Which I think it's like what they were going for. That's something I'll say this, there was always a pet peeve that I had ever since I started playing this game, is that Black Mage only uses fire, ice, and lightning. But mostly fire, doesn't use any of the other elements. I'm like, that doesn't feel like a Black Mage. Your stereotypical Final Fantasy Black Mage. I wish they did something with that. Something like akin to like, I don't know, how Final Fantasy 11 does spells. In general, I just really like how jobs are done in Final Fantasy 11. But Final Fantasy 11 has an entire different combat system, so... As girl nothing in the game can cast ultimate yet. I know, right? It's crazy that Black Mage cannot cast Ultima. Even though it's a Black Mage spell. The ultimate Black Mage spell.
Security breach confirmed. Initiating level 5 security personnel.
I messed up that opener, but it's or not opener, top positional. I'm actually surprised that I didn't get snapshotted there. I really thought I greeted a little bit too much. Oh shit. Damn, my bad.
Fear not. You will all
Hear me out. All DPS have an AoE and a single target limit break. Thoughts? I mean, I'll be honest, limit breaks have such a little impact in most content that is kind of, I mean, it would be cool, but yeah, I don't have much of an opinion on that, actually. I don't know how that would, like, if it would be a good thing, if it would really matter much. Because in raiding, the melee DPS that is dealing the most damage doesn't even want to use, you know, a limit break. Most people, whenever they're raiding, people do not want to use a limit break. They don't want to stop their rotation. They'll be losing a lot more DPS by using a limit break than, you know, using it.
They've done it! They've preserved the queen!
But in casual content, limit break is used a lot.
We can't give up! Not until
To get Black Mage Mega Zeta Flare? Dude, no. Only Donald Duck has access to Zeta Flare. Nobody else has. Bahamut in 16 wait, Bahamut in 16 has Zeta Flare? I thought it was a Terra Flare or something. I haven't played 16, but I've just heard that, you know. Many characters in the Square Enix universe does not have access to Zeta Flare. I really do wonder why they gave Donald Duck Zeta Flare specifically.
Removal failed. Commencing extermination sequence. Attempting extermination via multiple armaments.
God, I love Monk. I fucked it up.
Purging via armaments. Acquiring target.
For the plot, yeah, for the plot, for sure.
Exterminating. Commencing final attack sequence. Attempting annihilation via high-powered energy discharge. Energy accumulation complete. Initiating final attack protocol.
This boss is always so loud. As that and my music is very quiet too.
Foreign entities remain. Resuming annihilation.
Whenever I really want like a very engaging gameplay out of 14, but I don't feel like raiding, playing classes like Monk really just scratches that itch for me. I love it. Ooh, I'm not dead. I didn't actually get hit once. I'm actually shocked. So I've heard from my nerd of a boyfriend who loves 16. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to deny or confirm. I do know that Bahamut from 16 has a very... Oh. Another boo from Hecate. I do know that Bahamut from 16 does use like a very impressive looking, you know, flare spell. But yeah, you know what would be my most ambitious, fucking insane, something that will never happen thing that I want for Black Mage? I don't want Endwalker Black Mage. I don't want any of that. I want Black Mage that actually uses its elemental prowess. And not be just a glorified pyromancer that uses some blizzard magic here and there. Otherwise, should be an invite? Oh, I mean, yeah, we can continue doing dailies for the sake of doing them. You don't have to be level 100. I remember one of the days I just felt like chilling. I just literally just spammed the normal raids for the sake of doing normal raids because I like boss fights. Do a full rotation of each element to do Ultima. Wouldn't that be sick? That'd be cool. Black Mage would get its own unique combo that at the end you would finish off with a massive spell. Akin to how Endwalker Black Mage PvP worked. Where Endwalker Black Mage in PvP would do Fire 1, then Fire 2, then Fire 3. No. Yes, it would do Fire 1, High Fire 2, Fire 3, and then Fire 4, which would end in a flare. No, I think there's too many combos. It was like maybe Fire 1, Fire 3, High Fire 2, and Flare. Which I think it's cool. It gives a very, like, you know, it gives a satisfying finisher to your usual normal rotation. Oh, what level? Wait. Oh, is this tied to gear? Does anybody not have? Wait, what about maybe trials? We can do trials. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I like them. I like them. I like the red oh my god, highlights that you have. Oh my god, respect for having a Ifrit Eggy as your default pet. Mad respect. You can't ever go wrong with that glam piece. Never, never. I'm still so happy with my glam for monk. I really do look like a, I don't know, a bouncer from a nightclub or something. A bodyguard. I have good Aggie. Her ship is more appealing to me. Dude, I get respect for anybody that is like using a different, like, you know, Aggie. It's nice and different. And variety, can never go wrong with variety, you know?
Darkness reigns. Bleed full. You are wood.
Should have used a True North there, but my hands are so cold that I just don't have the flexibility or the speed to react fast enough. Something that I'm not very good at Monk is actually using well my six-sided stars. I'm not very good at using my six-sided stars effectively. You know, I never seen anybody using, at least not in recent memory. I don't remember seeing a summoner ever use a Titan Eggy. That'd be very surprising to actually see a Titan Eggy gamer. The true hipster of summoners. What's up, RC? Welcome on in. How you doing? Well, we've been having a good Crimmas. Oh, Crimmas Eve. Rocks are for white mage. Yeah. I really want to do this this extreme someday. If I'm not wrong, this is like a very interesting extreme. Like visually, like very different from the normal mode, and I kind of want to do that. The only reason I know is because I had to unsync Hades for the mental roulette, which I need to bring back. I need to like do streams of me just doing mental roulette again. I had so much fun doing those, especially with a job roulette. Very fun. Phantoms? I'm assuming. Welcome on in. Hope you've been having a good Crimmas from the EX mode, but oh man. I'm sure there's still plenty, like I'm sure if you do like a party finder, there's people willing to like unsync it. Just saw your stream. Oh my god. As much as I want to read chat, while playing Monk, I need to like actively just like look at what I'm doing. On my recommended page. And saw the Twitch link, so I followed over here. Oh my god. Thank you. Well, welcome on in. I hope you've been having a good holiday so far. Right now we're just kind of gaming, doing dailies, and just kind of talking about stuff randomly. If you're curious, I'm usually known for my challenge runs. That's something that I tend to do a lot with a bunch of people in my community and people from Party Finder too. So if that's something that also is like interesting for you, I recommend checking my my YouTube channels. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to my little kingdom. I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you, thank you. It's okay, please don't die. No, my perfect balance and my whatever brotherhood. No, my 2-minute burst. I did that when Farm Dragons, my favorite boss. Actually, really? My favorite bosses in Shadowbringers have to be the weapons. I love the weapons. It has extra points because I really love the side quest, the quest line to unlock the weapons of Shadowbringers. It's fine. I had an oh my god, wait. No, my Celestial Revolution. I actually fucked up. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the weapons. I love those fights. I love them so much. And if I ever get an excuse for me to do them, I'll do them no matter. Wait, you're also from an FC that is called Chaos? It's very funny that there's so many people with Chaos FCs, and even though we're not like we're not in the same FC at all. So Titanegi is ugly. I said it. You know, fair enough, fair enough. Some people don't like the floating chicken nugget. What dailies haven't you done, Hecate? We can also just queue for those. Oh, that's a good wide mage glam. I like that. All of them? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel. You guys are not gonna see it, but because I'm lazy, but I'm gonna spin the wheel. Oh, I almost got Black Mage. I almost got Black Mage. I'm playing Samurai. Where's Sam? There it is. And we have a show called The Spin of the Wheel. That's what I do all the time. But there's no chances of me getting a car. Or $10,000. Sometimes I'll get a tank that I don't play, or I'll get Bard that I play even less. It'll be a Crystal Tower because of me. That's fine. That's fine. I love your cowboy glam. You're using the booty shorts that I used to use on my dancer. You know, Rizzy, you kind of remind me, like you're kind of like you're an actor that came out from a gay porn movie, you know? Those like 90s movies. There's it's a lot of how do you call it? Not jeans. What is material called? Oh my god. I don't remember. It reminds you of who? Denim. Yes, denim. That was popular in the 90s, right? Or was it in 2000? Oh my god, I almost left Crystal Tower. Who reminds me of who? Rizu, aka Resolute Visit, reminds me of like, he looks like he came out from a 90s gay porn movie. He's wearing a lot of denim. Same would go if you were to use like a very heavy leather like gear. But hey, at least we got Cloud of Darkness, which is my preferred Crystal Tower. Did was that actually like the vibe that you're going for? That'd be very funny if I actually nailed that. Oh Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. That always scares me, but I always know who it is. Hello, Mimi. Welcome. How you doing? Hope we've been having a good Crimmas. Merry Crimmas to you, Mimi. I know something that keeps like crawling into my head from time to time. I really wonder if I'll ever do the forked tower. I really want to do the forked tower, but I really don't want to go through the struggles of joining a Discord that does that. It is a lot of effort for like something that for a mount that I wouldn't even use. But I do want to experience forked tower at the very least once. But I don't know if I'll ever do it. I already did a Delubrum Regine Savage, and I don't know if I really want to go through the troubles of like making sure that I'm there for the anointed date of the raid. And because my social anxiety can't really handle being on a massive group call with a bunch of strangers for one mount. Having a wonderful Crimmas, that's good. Today we're just vibing. Today we're just chilling. Keeping each other company for those that don't really have much going on this time of the year. I don't. I really don't. I don't really celebrate Christmas. My parents like Christmas. I don't really give much of a shit for it, you know? The only thing that I'm happy for Christmas is it gave a lot of very good art of Krampus. That's the only thing that I'm like thankful for Crimmas. I'm a Halloween type guy. But Halloween is like every day of the year for me. Which, speaking of which, I so want to, like, genuinely so want to make a second YouTube channel, just me playing horror games. That would be literally a dream come true if I could make that work and be somewhat successful. That'd be so cool. Thor's Halloween town costume is so peak. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Just realized this guy has eyes on the back. Wait. He does? I didn't, like, my brain is so disconnected whenever I do any crystal tower. I didn't even realize. Midari Setsugeka is such a satisfying skill. Such a satisfying skill. It's so dopamine inducing. Quick! Huh. No! That was a wasted limerick. I should have used it earlier. Fun fact about my name. I used to not be called KingNeoSora. I used to be called HeartlessSora. And because in Kingdom Hearts 2, my favorite drive form was the anti-Sora. Even though it is supposed to be a nerf to Sora, it is still one of the sickest and most badass edgy drive forms of Sora. Little Sora lore fun fact. Wisdom is great. I love Wisdom. I'm a mage main, and every time I use a form, I'm usually using Wisdom. In all honesty, I like all drive forms excluding Master form, just because Master form only has one combo. I think the magic of Master form is very fun, but the combo system, the combos that you can do as Master form is literally just a single combo. Which to me just makes it just slightly less interesting when it comes to combat. AK Master Form is the yellow drive form. I say that, but I also like anti-Sora, which only has like one combo. So, you know, take that as you will. She's like you, so she loves Halloween and hates Christmas. Oh, there you go. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by that gust of wind. And she loves Ghostface like you? Now that is some good taste. Oh shit, I'm not skipping things. I love Ghosty. I wish Dead by Daylight was in a better place right now, because sometimes I do miss playing Killer in Dead by Daylight. I used to be a Dead by Daylight streamer in the past. Not anymore. What happened? It's just like some very questionable design choices. Not only that, there's just like some very like really poor management from like inside DBD headquarters. Oh well. Ooh, quick. Okay, that's actually very long cast bar. I have to go. My family's calling. All right. Have a good Christmas, Mimi. Am I come back? I should be around. I should be around for a good while, I think. Oh wait, I'm the one with the marker? Oh. You know what? Sure, I haven't been in the belly in a very long time, so I guess I'll help out. Into the belly. I know the Alliance C is for chains, but I know. There'll only 2 people for chains. My hands are so cold, dude. Oh, so fucking cold. I'm so happy that I'm not in a FPS mood because holy shit, playing an FPS game with cold hands is probably one of the worst tortures that you could ever put yourself through. Though I do really miss playing a Hunt Showdown on stream. That was really fun. Question mark, by the way. How many people are currently playing in Chaos? Or how many people are playing right now FF14 and are in the European server? I need to try something with Crystalline Conflict custom games. Because I want to make something very silly this weekend, but I do not know how it works. Oh, true. Oh my god. Merry Crimmas! How you doing, Ultra? Hope you've been having a good start to your day. Me? Do you have access to PvP? To Crystalline Conflict, specifically? I'll explain. Like, I haven't really elaborated on the idea that I have, like, for my Crystalline Conflict idea too much, other than, like, saying the rules of the challenge. Which I don't even think it would be considered a challenge. It would be just, like, a very weird way to play Crystalline Conflict. And I really want to make it into a video, but I need to know how it works first. Because I don't think I've ever seen a Crystalline Conflict party finder. You can recruit people for CC party finder. But I do not know the minimum requirements for it. If it is 10 people, that'll be sketchy. No, ma make your shisui. Ow. Yeah. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-da. Ah, my eyes! My eyes! The kickflip? I can't do that, but I can do this. Is that impressive? Did you like that? Wait, here. Oh, wait, I fucked it up. Wait, it's weird. Okay. Is that cool? Do you like my 360s? Close enough, very impressed. Welcome on in, Mikey. How you doing? Yes, 10 out of 10. Hell yeah. What's next class I should level up? Can I? How do you do that? Yeah, it has to do through here. Oh my god. Party members. View search info. Kind of depends on what you want to play. If you want to play DPS, you could go with Picto Red Mage. If you want an easy job to level up, Viper and Reaper is pretty good. Red Mage Gaming. Are we allowed? Yes. Unless people are really shit, which I can tell you that my community is not against all modding. I don't actively talk. I don't actively show mods because, you know, I can't. But I'm someone that partook in modding before I started streaming FF14 full time, quote unquote. For context, I have the dollar mode here. I have everything off. I'm full of shit. I'm full of shit. I have one mod. That usually never gets shown on stream because we never queue for Praetorium. And people would only some people know the mod that I'm talking about. It's a meme and only works whenever you're fighting Gaius. I turned the red paint emote into a red mage LB on my screen and you can... Oh my god, Brie, why would you do that to yourself? Oh my god. That's amazing. Did you see the clip from the other day? Oh yeah, the Tekken one? Question mark? I didn't end up watching, but it was like you with a Mickey cosplay, right? No, I didn't end up watching it. I completely forgot. I was absorbed in doing other things yesterday. Okay, so... Has Elmo on the icon and Thunder 3 has low tier god during the funny lighting pictures. The image, oh my god. That is hilarious. Oh, okay. You guys don't have Crystalline Conflict unlocked. Could you guys do me a favor and unlock Crystalline Conflict in the Wolf's Den? It's mainly for testing. I need to test some things. And I'll briefly go over the rules and how they are supposed to work in my idea. For those curious on what but I do have it. Why is this then? What is that? Why is me and Rizu okay, but Helena's and Hecate not okay? Why? What is this exclamation point? Don't know. They're not elite employees? Wait, what? I think it's just a quest we gotta unlock all the modes. Maybe? My blacksmith, goldsmith, and armor have a crafting table. That's very fitting. Oh wait. Oh, never mind, guys. Never mind. I had to go to custom, not normal. I had to go to custom match. Okay, I'll disband the party. Okay, could you guys do me a favor? Go to Party Finder. Custom match. Form a private party. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the password. Choose. I need one person on Team Ashra and 2 people on Team Umbra. Could you guys check that for me? You didn't get the reference, Sag? I didn't. It completely flew over me. What is it? I'm smooth-brained. I'm sorry. I broke my heart shrug in blue rank skirts. Nice! Wait, is this an alliance? Is this technically considered an alliance? Okay, now I need the other person on Ashra. It's a meme. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Okay, cool. With that said, can I do this? No, I need 10 people for this. Sad. Okay. Now I need to invite Nox back. Is Nox on my star? No. Okay, so, okay. The idea that I want to do. I want to do a